Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here, and welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi video. And today, we are here with some more Danmachi Season 5 information. Of course, a couple of days ago, if you guys didn't obviously watch the video, I reacted to the Danmachi Season 5 trailer, which, by the way, thanks High Dive for absolutely copywriting the shit out of all my videos that I tried uploading. I had to blur the entire video almost of me reacting to the trailer. Thankfully, I could obviously, do some trickery with it so that only the, trailer would be blurred out. But still, it was quite frustrating to not be able to show you guys the trailer fully in its entirety, of course. But I understand copyrights and all that sort of malarkey. The funny thing is, Warner Bros. Didn't get me, or neither did anybody else in Japan. It was literally High Dive who went after my ass for showing the trailer basically on video. But anyways, of course, we had the trailer recently on the 23rd of May, right? Amazing trailer. Obviously, if you guys want me to do a further breakdown or if you want me to talk about it in more detail, let me know in the comment section down below. But of course, obviously, a lot of us are looking forward to the next time we're going to be getting more information about Danmachi Season 5. And it seems like Danmachi Season 5 will be making an appearance at Anime Expo. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon, also known as Danmachi? Let's take a look back at past seasons and get a sneak preview of what's to come. Catch up on the adventures of Belle, Hestia, and her familia with Juliet Simmons, the voice of Seer, and Nobuhiro Osawa. Nobuhiro Osawa is the chief producer of Danmachi, by the way. Let's break it down, let's talk about this, and let's talk about what we could potentially get out of this entire thing that's happening at Anime Expo. And of course, if you guys going to enjoy today's video, please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more content, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you guys think is going to happen? This is the first time I feel like we've seen Danmachi being promoted this heavily, I feel, at Anime Expo. Of course, we've been at Anime Expo in previous years, I think last time we were at Anime Expo, I think it might have been for, I don't know if we were there for season 4. I don't remember us being there for season 4. I feel like we were there for season 3 though. I think I'm pretty sure I remember something Anime Expo related to Danmachi in season 3 or season 2. I can't remember. Not season 4 though. I don't think it was season 4. 4. Let me check here. Yeah. Am I right? Yeah, I was right. It seems like they had some plans for Anime Expo to host something Danmachi related. This is of course during COVID years, so it must have been like super early on when COVID was just starting and everything, right? So of course they couldn't necessarily do it, of course, right? But yeah, makes sense. That's what I was like. I'm pretty sure we had something Danmachi related at one of the Anime Expos. I just can't remember which one. So yeah, Danmachi Season 3 was the last time I think we were properly present at Anime Expo. And of course, Anime Expo is one of the biggest conventions. It's no longer what it used to be, and it's become way too big for its own good, of course, right? Getting into Anime Expo itself is it's a very big challenge. I know a lot of people who even in the US, who live in the US, struggle to go into Anime Expo because of just how crowded and how bad it gets in terms of the crowd and stuff. But it's something that I still would like to do at some point in the future. It's one of my things that I would like to tick off my bucket list kind of thing, where I'd like to at least be go to one of these big anime conventions. Maybe not Anime Expo necessarily, but something similar to Anime Expo. And of course, being present and being a part of a potential panel with these guys, I think it's going to be amazing to see, obviously, people potentially being able to ask questions and stuff like that. I think that's what's going to happen here, of course, right? They're going to talk about the previous seasons, as they said, but more importantly, and I think this is the thing that we're all here for, is that we're here to get also a potential sneak preview of what's to come. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we get our second trailer at Anime Expo. It's one, like I said, it's one of the biggest conventions when it comes to, of course, anime stuff, of course, right? So in my opinion, I think we are due to get a second trailer at Anime Expo. I think it would be amazing. Honestly, I think it'll be a fantastic place for us to get it. And of course, again, because we're going to be on a more global platform, this means potentially more eyes on the series, more positive eyes on the series, of course, right? Considering the last time we had some big public thing, basically it was us trying to war against the Hades people. Something we didn't want to be a part of anyways. We just got dragged into it somehow. Comparing Hades Hestia versus Danmachi Hestia, I think that was kind of stupid, to be quite honest. In all honesty, I have my thoughts on it, and I've spoken about it on stream a couple of times. but I think it's one of the most ridiculous things that happened to us as a Danmachi fan base. You know, the one time we get called out in the global, picture, we are finally, being mentioned in some way, shape, or form, and it's to fight against a game that's beloved, by the way, as well. I love Hades, I love Danmachi, I like both. I was just like, brother, why are we even doing this? It was so stupid. It was just some random dude who doesn't even care about Danmachi, who doesn't and is just trying to go up against the Hades designs and stuff, and just dragged us into it. And everybody. The funniest thing was, a lot of people were saying, in the tweets and stuff, that why are we not fighting back? And we're like, we don't want to fight back. We don't really care. This is so stupid. It was one of the most stupid things. Literally, it was such a nothing burger, man. It was such a nothing burger. But coming back to this, of course, I know that we've just got our season 5 trailer recently, right? I really do hope that one thing we get at Anime Expo is potential confirmation on maybe an episode count, or just generally how the season is going to be structured, because a lot of people are now uncertain on exactly what we're going to be getting in season 5, right? Especially even from the light novel reader's perspective, like me, for example, right? I believe, this is my personal belief, now I don't know how right or wrong I am, but if I'm not mistaken, and if I'm going to predict it right, this is my prediction. I think that season 5 is going to be split into 2 cores, just like season 4 was. Part 1 is going to be about 12 to 13 episodes long. Part 2, 12 to 13 episodes long. Part 1 is going to be volume 16 and 17's adaptation, maybe mixed in with a little bit of volume 15. This is something actually a lot of you guys commented on my video as well, right? Let me go to Gale Riot YouTube. Okay, there we go. youtube.com /@GaleRiot. That's my YouTube. But from a couple of days ago, when we did the video, right? When we did the video a couple of days ago, reacting to the trailer, right? The season 5 trailer. Let me mute myself. I don't need to hear myself. But a lot of people were actually asking, if we go down here, right? Where is it? I saw it a couple of days. Yeah, I hope they can sneak in volume 15. I think some people were also talking about it. Yeah, no volume 15. I expected that, but it's still a bit of a disappointment. I still think they have to drop some parts of volume 15. Like, they cannot go without volume 15, in my personal opinion. Volume 15 has to be there in a little bit of, scenes, basically a couple of scenes at the very beginning. It doesn't have to be the entirety of volume 15. They can't do that. That's simply put not possible, especially with the episode count and everything. That ain't happening, chief. That ain't happening. But what I do hope, and I'm hoping to see, is them adapting some scenes, because there are some scenes that are very integral to the overarching story and of Danmachi, that is, and they cannot skip it at all. It's the same thing as volume 8 with the whole when we had Hestia, Bell, and Eyes get lost in the mountain village, and during the Ares War, the Rakia War in season 2, right at the end of season 2. Similar to that, but not as much, not as many episodes. They don't need 2 episodes for volume 15. They need maybe like 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the first episode, I'd say, and then they can transition into the start of season 5, the proper start of season 5 with volume 16 content, with, of course, what we saw in the trailer, Belle getting invited by Seer, a love letter, them seeing the love letter, and then they can cliffhanger at that first episode with that scene, right? And then see a second episode, and so on and so forth, can be volume 16, 17, 18, so on and so forth. I think that's going to be season 1, part 1 of season 5, by the way, where it's volumes 15 a little bit, 16, 17, and then part 2 is going to be volume 18. Volume 18 is one of the longest, if I'm not mistaken, the longest book in Danmachi across everything. Sword Oratoria, main series, episode Freya, episode Ryu, all that sort of stuff. It is the longest book, if I'm not mistaken. So they need to adapt it. And I will just say this, it's a very visual book. I don't think I've spoiled too much there, but it's a very visual book. So in order to get those visuals across, they'll need the time to obviously animate it and everything. But also, I think just those sequences will have to be, extended quite a bit, in my opinion, for the animated format than obviously the descriptions we have in the book. Of course, the descriptions can be very quick and, easy to, read over and imagine in your head, but putting it into a animated format, they're gonna have to make it an extended, it's gonna have to be extended every single place, basically, right? But that being said, though, yeah, like I said, I think, we should be getting the episode count, hopefully, or some form of information about how the season is going to be structured, maybe an information on what volumes they're going to adapt as well. Because actually, I remember, funnily enough, I think we also had a panel right before season 2 as well. And I remember somebody at the Expo actually asked the question, how many volumes are going to be adapted in season 2? And I remember them saying volumes 6 to 8, and we were all like, no, surely not. No. He's got to be lying, right? We know it's only 12 to 13 episodes long. There's no way he's going to be able to adapt all 3 volumes. And lo and behold, that is exactly what they did. So I really hope that if somebody does ask the questions, it will be quite interesting to see what they answer, right? Because if they are able to answer, entirely and truthfully that, we're going to be adapting volumes 15 to 18, we know what the format is going to be. They're surely not going to be adapting 4 volumes in 12 episodes. There's no way. So we know, at least at that point, that there will be a split core for sure. And I think especially with the success of season 4 and how well season 4 was received, both in Japan and internationally as well, they have to stick with this split core format. There is no way they cannot stick with it. It is so important and imperative that they do so. The other thing that I could see them also announcing here as well is potentially, I would say, obviously, the likelihood of a simulcast or a simulcast dub version as well, which would be amazing. I think for people who are interested in the dub version, that would be great. But more importantly, something that I personally would love to see, something that I would really love to see is I wish, and I really do hope, that they actually say that, we're actually gonna drop the anime on Crunchyroll, not on High Dive. I think that is one of the biggest issues with Danmachi as well, is that it is mainly on High Dive. If I'm not mistaken, when the season comes out, it is only on High Dive. Now, I know High Dive has improved from what I've heard, their application and stuff like that, but there's just so many more people on, platforms like Crunchyroll or Netflix or Amazon Prime Video even now, I feel, which is quite funny to say considering how bad Sword Art Online did on Amazon Prime when it first dropped. But that was a different time, right? We're in a different time now. More people are on streaming platforms like Netflix, like Amazon Prime, like Crunchyroll, let me just check. Is there a way to see most popular / most watched anime streaming platform? I'm wondering who it would be. Who would be the most popular? Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video, and Crunchyroll make the strongest anime showings. Yeah, I think Crunchyroll is still on top for anime specifically. Crunchyroll is still on top, but people have like Netflix and stuff like that, right? So I'd say that would be something to keep in mind, is that while High Dive is there, I think it would be better for them to potentially drop it on something like Crunchyroll or Netflix or something like that. I'd love it if they do something like that, but we'll have to wait and see, of course, right? Netflix might be hit or miss, because if they do it on Netflix, I just hope they don't do what happened to Stone Ocean and stuff, where they had to drop in episodes in batches, because that's just gonna, remove any interest. I hate when for anime, batch drops don't work. Anime is supposed to be consumed on a weekly format or on a seasonal format. You can't batch drop them and then wait for a whole year or something like that. So I really hope that that's not gonna happen. I hope it is gonna be weekly, but I don't know if Netflix will allow for that to happen. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you guys think that, we're going to be getting some, what do you guys think we'll get information about at Anime Expo? Are you guys planning on going to Anime Expo as well? If you are, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.